All right, so we're recording right now. Now, before we hear your story, it sounds like it's going to be crazy. What do you want to be called? And yeah, what do you want to be called? Your name or
You can call me Drew.
Drew?
Yeah, yeah, you can call me Drew too.
Cool. All right, so yeah, so what's going on?
Well, but it happened. It was on. It happened on like Wednesday of last week, right? Just a regular. We're just about to go play video games as we would any other day. My peoples were cooking, and usually, like when my peoples cook, like the fire detectors usually go off. So we had thought it was the fire detectors from the cooking, but come to later figure out, we had a whole room in the back that was on fire, and and if I wasn't there at the time, my house would have probably been burnt down completely, not halfway as it is right now. Um, but I had seen the fire because my aunt had she had she just had like difficulties with like the alarms. So I singly like went and turned off every alarm because I thought
Because
it
it
was
goes off all the time. Yeah.
yeah. And then I go to the back room and I see straight black smoke coming out of my the back from the hallway. So I had to run out my house and then I had to jump over a gate because our gate was locked. And grab a hose. But my brother is really he was looking for it. He broke the window with his bare hand to like the window to get to the fire because we couldn't enter through the door. It was crazy.
Oh, hold on one second. I'm having a little trouble here. Like, I guess your microphone is getting covered up or something.
Okay,
Oh,
but
there you go. That's good.
all right, but it's just life now. My birthday was just yesterday, but like it's just hard.
Oh
But we're
God.
trying to deal with it the best we can.
Well, happy birthday. I mean, it's like,
I
but
mean, it's still a loss, but you just try to be happy at the end. You can try. You
is
just
everyone healthy and safe?
yeah, we got everybody out the house safe. It was my grandma's room, but we did everything we could.
My God, dude, that's insane. Has anything like that happened to you before?
No, it's kind of no, not really. Never ever in my life, to be honest.
Yeah. That's not a. Usually that it's a good thing. That's not a normal thing. Like things getting burnt down. Jesus.
But it was kind of crazy. I don't really like,
Oh, hold
but
on. Oh, yeah, hold on. Your mic keeps going in and out. Oh, okay, cool.
I don't really believe in like superstitions or anything like that before. But a couple days before the fire or a day before the fire, I don't know if you ever heard this, but like two mirrors facing each other is bad luck. Before we were moving mirrors and stuff into our room to like redecorate, and then we had set a mirror like facing like another mirror just to like stand there. We're about to throw it out, but it stood there for a couple days, and then it was just weird. It was just so weird that before I had seen that on like Instagram that it was bad luck, and then fire at my house.
Dude, that's insane. What state do you live in?
I'm from Florida originally.
Okay, yeah, that's me too. I'm in Florida right now. I'm like in Sarasota.
Yeah.
Um, dude, yeah,
Over there
that
by Clearwater and stuff. Yeah, right.
what was that?
I said over there by Clearwater and stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. I'm like an hour south of there. Um, I love it down here, but I mean, it's yeah. I guess I'm just wondering about that because I wonder like I don't know. Are fires like pretty common in Florida? I don't know.
I don't know, but we had a lot of like forest fires here recently, a couple months back, but not really. Now I see it's like kind of a pattern now, but nah, not
Jeez,
really.
dude. Well, what do you like now? Like more about you. Like what are some things that you really like to do? Like on your free time.
On my free time, usually Usually I just usually play basketball, but I'm getting back into skating. I just got a new board, but I'm more of a skater than
No
anything.
way, dude. Tell us about the award.
About what?
Tell us about the award that you got for skating.
For skating?
Yeah.
Um, it was back then. I was about 12. It was one of my like first skating programs. But we went out to a local skate park. It was like about five of us all skating at the same time. I don't know if you know about. It's a non-profit organization called Ride Nature.
No, never heard of it. Ride Nature.
Yeah, Ride Nature. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but that's the best I can remember. Ride
Oh.
Nature. It's like a non-profit like Christian organization. They held like a skating competition, but like I came in second place for my first time, but I really felt like I should have been first.
That's cool, man. It's awesome that you're honest, man. Dude, you're cool. You're a cool guy. Yeah. So you were mentioning that it's like a Christian organization. Are you religious at all?
Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm yeah for sure, but it's just all God. It's all in God's hands right now. Like I just try to.
Yeah, especially with like a moment like that, with the fire and everything. It's like why? It just makes you question things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you. There's a lot, but you can only like your happiness gets you so much places if like you just like if you don't think about like all the bad and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I'm just trying to focus on the good and positive.
Yeah. What so with like with religion and everything, are your parents pretty religious? Like is that how you got into it and stuff?
Yeah, my parents are religious. I would say that I've been to church from about since I could walk. Really, I've never like left. Like it's all in the family, really.
Hmm, interesting. Yeah, like a lot of people these days that I've talked to on here at least like um seem like they call themselves more spiritual than religious. Like they believe in God, but they don't kind of like I don't know, they don't kind of like they feel like clamped down with the church and everything and stuff. Like what do you think about all of that?
About the spiritual, I think about the spiritual. I think people like that take the more spiritual sense. Like I think they're like misunderstanding like the spiritual with like the faith part. Like I
Mm.
don't, I don't know if I can like elaborate more, but
Cool.
that's
No, yeah, yeah. Interesting. Yeah, that
but I know a couple people who consider themselves not more religious, but more spiritual than they are religious, or just more spiritual than anything else at all. It's just like they live a different life, but some of the things that they live in are in accordance to like the Bible or like other stuff or like but they go off of themselves. They don't like read a scripture. They just like go with the feeling that they have.
yeah, they just kind of have their own kind of like north star and try to aim towards that.
Yeah.
Their instinct. So I guess I'm interested because I haven't really talked to too many black guys on here, but like I'm just kind of hearing your sense of what's going on in this country lately with Black Lives Matter and stuff, and be interested in hearing your perspective on all of what's going on.
Um what I feel like I really feel like I feel like the movement itself is something. It's like a change, but like there, like yeah, Black Lives Matter. Yeah, the saying, the quote, but what is it actually doing for like the Black lives? That's what I feel like. But
Mm.
every people have their own opinions and facts and other stuff that they go off of. But I just feel like what is it doing for Black Lives Matter actually or indefinitely or like anything really. I just feel like it's just a saying now that's just gonna be remembered. I just feel like if like the Black Power movement, like not yeah, no, the Black Lives Matter movement, if it had more of a leader and just not spread it and like more had like more of a presence, then like all the other stuff, like you see riots and stuff like this, if they had a leader that can like come together, or like just have like a team of people that can like actually like put some change together, I would be 100% for it. But I'm with the movement. I'm with the movement. I just think it needs like a better leader to like
Mm.
grow some type of process, because I feel like you're just stuck in the same process.
Yeah, that's so smart. Like you look back at like in 2010, already 10 years ago, like Occupy Wall Street, the Occupy Wall Street movement and all of that, and people were like it kind of just died out, and people were like, "Oh, we need to get a leader for that movement," and I guess like 5 to 8 years later, you get someone like Bernie Sanders who pops up and is like kind of has that message. Maybe in 5 to 10 years there'll be a leader like you're talking about that could help push things forward, I guess, right?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. It really doesn't even have to be a high leader. It could be like, it could just be like someone with a voice that, I hate when people say that, someone with a voice, but like there's a lot of people who have voices and don't say anything. We need someone with like a voice and an image that can like just preserve people. Like, I mean, I feel like the whole meaning for the Black Lives Matter is to preserve Black lives. I don't.
Hmm.
That's that's just
Yeah.
what.
Do you think the movement is doing what it's supposed to do?
Um, right now, sort of in the middle, because every time every time there's a movement, there's always going to be a conflict, like the other side or the opposite side, or somebody who doesn't completely understand what the movement is.
Mm.
Like that's like one of the examples. Someone who doesn't understand what the movement is, but like can like hear some of like what the movement is about and just go to like the complete opposite, or just like a negative like mind framing to it. I feel like that's where most people get like misconstrued into like the whole idea or anything at all.
It's so hard. Like how do like like I think that like we really have to like find the people who I, I don't even know how to say it. Like there are people who are ignorant who are willing to listen though, I think. Like they don't know, but they would be open enough to listen to, people about this, but they're so segregated. They're so like not in the same community.
Yes, yes. This is. I was just thinking the same thing. Like people with voices, I feel like they should like have more like people in their own communities, separate communities that can probably like help or like provide some type of leadership to them. I just feel like, wouldn't say this. Say a million, there's a million people, right? And there's one leader. How everybody is not going to like completely agree with the one leader, right?
Right.
Say those a million people are separated by like 10 categories, and all 10 of those categories have one person to like lead them into like the one idea, or like find like the problems and like just like help in like different ways. But that's what I was feeling. I completely agree.
Yeah, yeah. I think like I always try to think about what can we do as individuals right now to help, and I think it's important to try to go out of our comfort zone. Like I don't have many black friends. I grew up in a very like Catholic school. I went to a private high school. I went to a private college, and I don't really know many people's stories. Like I mean, I watch movies and stuff, and I read some books, but I don't know people who have like gone through like racism or like people. I don't know too many people who like worry about police officers pulling them over.
Racism is completely just I've encountered it myself. Whether it's me, I've been walking on a sidewalk by myself in my like not by my yes, just one person, me by myself walking onto the sidewalk. There would be a woman and her whole family walking on the same sidewalk. Like we'd be walking this way, like to each other, right? And she would take her whole family off of the sidewalk just to let me walk past.
Interesting.
It's just weird, but it's just nothing. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the thing is like if people see another person and think, oh my gosh, or like they get nervous by them, I think the only way to try to solve that is for people to meet other people who are not like them and real who don't at least look like them or are from another culture and realize there's more that we have that is similar than is different, you know?
And, yeah. If more people were to like of like other backgrounds and ever other like different just like experiences and like different ethnicities to like get together and just like speak. Um, but I feel like they would have to be like more like not simple minded, but more like open to like the concept of like just speaking and like sharing each other's stories and like
Yeah,
stuff like
absolutely.
that.
Yeah.
Maybe if you can like find like a controlled like a group to like just get the idea, you can get like a better understanding or a better like view of the way.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. You know, like that's something that I have been thinking a lot with this channel. You know, is like people I have people now from 28 different countries and 28 different states talking about their experiences and their lives. You know, and if there can be a place where people can go to actually listen to people, not like the news, because the news is they yell. They're talking about information that no one cares about.
I feel like the news is just like it's just whatever scares people or like gives more opinions or what gets the most views or more like attention. That's why I feel like most news organizations don't focus on like what's really going on. It's just like what's gonna sell or what's gonna like bring the most attention to our channel or what's being talked about the most today.
Exactly. Exactly. I completely agree with you. And so there's that, and then there's also social media. Social media, I fucking hate it. I hate Facebook. I hate Twitter because all of these places, they just people go on and they yell at each other. And it's just it generates so much like it generates a lot of hatred, you know? And it doesn't help like build conversation, I don't think. And I think that's what's most important is that people actually talk to each other. I don't know. What do you think of social media?
The thing about social media, it's like a way to come together, but it's really not a way to come together. There's like you see like the meme pages, like stuff making fun of different ethnicities, and just you see like stuff like that. It's just like they say it's like a place to like bring each other together, but like in most like areas in certain like places, it's just a tear down, or it's just like a joke, or just a game, or a make fun of like challenge or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. Yeah. Well, I don't have too much time left, but I do want to ask you a question or two. Well, before I do that, is there any other thing that like you haven't said or you'd like to kind of mention that we haven't talked about yet that's on your mind?
How do you feel about the election coming up, or do you not speak politics?
No, I do. I really liked Bernie Sanders. Um, I liked him because he was consistent and he talked about the same message for so long, and he was really the first person in a long time to kind of talk about like getting rid of or like going after these gigantic corporations that are just stealing billions of dollars in tax money from the American people. You know, that money could be coming back to us in public education or Social Security. You know, for our grandparents or you know, like yeah. So you know, I was really disappointed that Bernie Sanders didn't get the nomination. I think I'm not a fan of Trump. I think that his rhetoric is he bullies people, and we don't need that. What we need is conversation, you know. And he doesn't do that. And the last my last thought of this whole thing is that our system is just so corrupt, um, that's why so many people don't vote in the first place, you know. And the two party system sucks, and we need to try to figure out how we can get more representation.
Have you heard that? It's like a saying: having a two-party system is like having no party at all.
Dude, man, talking to you is amazing.
It's really nice talk. I like your vibe. You have like a real open vibe that you can just like speak to.
Yeah,
This is
thank you. I appreciate that. Well,
yeah, I appreciate you having me on this.
yeah, dude. Well, so before we go, I have a bunch of like pre-written questions. I have 45 of them, but I only have time for one. So pick a number between 1 and 45, and I'll ask you that question.
145. 14.
Okay. Okay. All right, this is a good one. What is your favorite memory?
My favorite memory. Mm. It's not. It's like it's kind of weird. I was about 5 years old. I can just remember this day exact. I was just a kid. You know, you're five. Yeah, whatever. But it was just like adventure around my neighborhood. But like when I was a kid, it was just like so different to me. It was just like I'm seeing new things. Just like I was just like in love with that feeling. So that's like a day I can remember with like exact like detail and
You were like out and around your neighborhood, like exploring.
yeah, just like exploring. I remember I think I even passed by like I don't know if they don't even still have these things anymore. Like you remember like the little balloon people?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I even came back to the house with one of those. It was just like a good day all in all to remember. But it's just one of my favorite memories that I hold close to me.
That's great, man.
When life was simple.
Right? I know. When the golden years, right? Yeah. Well, Drew, I have to get running, but it was really awesome talking. And
Really nice talking to you. I
yeah,
appreciate it. Right.
yeah, thanks, dude. And if you ever want to do another one, kind of a longer one or something, I got my email here. So keep in touch if you ever want to talk.
No problem.
All right, man. You take care.
Let me get the email right quick. I didn't see
Oh,
that.
sure. Yeah, here. What's cool is it'll also be on the video too, so you could like see it on the.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
All
right,
right.
man. Hey, take care.
You too.